Hi there, I'm Patrick with Thursday's edition of Hoohaa Sports Today. With league football on the break this weekend, we can soak up some Aussie sunshine for the start of the 2011 Formula 1 season. We'll bring you up to speed with some of the news from the Bernie Eccleston show. But we begin with some off-the-pitch stories with a potential strike in La Liga. The Primera Liga may be extended by 3 weeks as a result of a breakdown in talks between the top 5 clubs and the government to revoke a law that requires at least one game per week be broadcast on free-to-air TV. The clubs want to move to a complete pay TV model like in the English and Italian championships, arguing they need the additional TV revenue that the extra game would provide. 13 clubs, including Barcelona, Real Madrid, voted for the strike. However, a minority group comprising of Sevilla, Villarreal, Athletic Bilbao, Real Sociedad, Espanyol and Real Zaragoza voted against the measure. Those 6 clubs asked a court on late Wednesday to suspend the decision to go on strike and order that the next round be played as scheduled. Sevilla President Jose Maria del Nedo said it is shameful that the Spanish league has the most unfair revenue sharing in Europe, but it is not the moment, politically speaking, to make demands, and besides, it shouldn't always be the fans that pay the consequences. As it stands, matches for April the 2nd and 3rd are called off in both the 1st and 2nd divisions, and for the time being are scheduled for June the 12th. This means potentially the Champions League final, which traditionally closes the European season, will be played before the Spanish season ends. Meanwhile, Spain's Secretary of State for Sport Jaime Lizavetsky spoke out and urged for a call to reason for the games to be played. We've been sitting with the league and we have considered many things, Lizavetsky said. The main losers are the citizens and football players because the competition has been extended by about 20 days. I hope common sense prevails and we maintain our readiness to defend the interests of the citizens. Don't you think there is every opportunity to resolve this? It certainly won't be if the bigwigs turn their back on it. From Spain, we move to Liverpool, where the club's new owners, the Fenway Sports Group controlled by John W. Henry of the New England Sports Ventures, is set to announce a big decision on their stadium. And it seems like you Reds won't be getting a new stadium in the promised land called Stanley Park, but rather an Anfield redevelopment. Plans have been drawn up to increase the capacity of Anfield to an optimum level of between 68,000 and 70,000 seats. Finally, at least you guys will be on par with United's and Arsenal stadiums, though the club sources say that it would be lowered to about 60,000 with a potential to expand. Still, the club has elected against entirely new development, saying not only is it more expensive, but it's the atmosphere that Anfield currently provides. And losing the Cop End for the Reds is absolutely unimaginable. Okay, to this weekend's start of the Formula 1 season. So far, there's the dispute between the two Lotuses. Pirelli are the new tyre sponsors, bringing optimum performance wheels with less durability, allowing for more pit stops. And also new driver aids such as movable rear wing and the return of Curse, with a few new rookies thrown in for good measure. While Fernando Alonso thinks that the new technical innovations will liven up the competition and make it unpredictable season, world champion Sebastian Vettel has refused to rule out the possibility of a driver strike over the new regulations, especially the movable wings, which has parts that were designed to increase overtaking by giving drivers the chance to get a boost in speed when trying to make a pass. Z German was quoted in the Mirror as saying, "Most drivers agree that it could be, in certain scenarios, a safety issue, and that's what still needs to be seen to." He also added that if we all agree on something, we can then be very powerful. We can say, okay, we are not racing. That doesn't necessarily mean that we will go on strike. We will try to find a solution with the FIA first. Chicken. With all the innovation, new drivers, with this and that of course, ringmaster Bernie Eccleston wants to put forward a wet dream. Sorry, but I just had to say that. The F1 Supremo continues to argue his case for introducing sprinkler systems on the race circuits because he insists wet races are always the best by far. Eccleston said there is no reason why sprinklers shouldn't happen. He really does think it's a circus, doesn't he? If he wants an exciting race, I tell you what, just get the drivers drunk and then let them loose on the track. That should be real fun. And you save the planet by not wasting water. Well, we won't waste our time with all this and that, and it's time for us to call it a wrap. Well, I'll be back tomorrow with more F1 news as we prepare for the Australian Grand Prix this weekend. Until then, I'm Patrick for the team at Hoohaa.my saying it's bye for now.